Behind home plate, we bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, Next Generation of Baltimore Sports Talk. I am your endearing string host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by the button lover, Josh Soroka.
It would help if I unmuted myself. Hey, Matt, you enjoy that afternoon baseball today?
They got to make some sort of announcements about these things.
I feel like there's too many times where you find out about the game because I text you about something that happened in the game.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you didn't text me this time until the game was over.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was the first time I realized it was an afternoon game.
But hey, how about these September Birds? They've got as many losses as the Ravens in September.
Josh, I tell you what, it's not about how you start the season.
It's how you finish the race.
Ends, you want to be hot at the end of the season, right? You want to finish strong and be hot at the end. And the Orioles are being hot at just the right moment here at the end, going into the playoff push in the playoffs.
All right.
It's going to be better.
I'm not worried about there's no playoff push.
No, still 0.0% chance.
But if we can continue to play like we are, we get the Blue Jays this weekend. We can spoil some things for the Blue Jays. We can ruin their weekend.
Why would you want to ruin their weekend? Just to help out the Yankees or Red Sox?
Because next week we get 4 games with the Yankees. So we get to ruin their weekend.
Yeah, we have almost back-to-back series against the Yankees.
And after that, we get Tampa, who's in the hunt also, and we can ruin their help.
Well, they've kind of already ruined their own health, but yeah, their own playoff push.
But I mean, yeah, we have 7 games left against the New York Yankees. We could single-handedly knock them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, we could. I mean, we got to root for the Texas Rangers to win every game, maybe the Guardians even to make a late push, and then we got to just kick the Yankees' butt. I mean, it's going to be hard, but if we somehow can play a role in keeping the Yankees out of the playoffs, I'm not saying to make the whole season worth it, but it'd be a pretty good consolation prize.
It'd go back to your beginning statement. It's how you finish the race.
Yeah.
If you take 7 games and can knock the Yankees out, it'll make me laugh. You can't take the Yankees and the Red Sox out.
Yeah.
But to take just the Yankees out, that would make me laugh so hard. And at the same time, we would move from last place to 4th place, which is okay. There we go.
Right. It's something to build off for next year. But we still talk about game 162 in 2011, how much fun that was to knock Boston out.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, if we can play some, especially if it comes down the wire, and you know how this works too. It's not like we, at the end of the season, if the Yankees continue to struggle and we continue to play well, the Yankees start to press. We don't care. We're playing for nothing.
Right.
But the Yankees, so much pressure to beat the Orioles, the team you should beat. And so I think sometimes the underdog has the advantages in these situations because the other team is pressing so much.
Yeah, the Yankees currently have a 2.5 game lead on that wild card slot. So we can easily knock that down over 7 games and get them out of there.
Right. Yeah.
Even if they play well on the games that they're not playing the Orioles, almost half of their games left are against the Orioles.
Yeah. And I heard Buster only a week ago make a good case for the Yankees to win the division because of all the Oriole games coming on at the end.
How's that doing for you now, Buster?
Yeah, but that's now the Orioles look like the hottest team in baseball. And playing against the
Padres, the Dodgers, they're good teams.
Yeah, and I mean we beat up Paul Skeens. I know we didn't get anything from Paul Skeens. I saw everyone kind of right off the game when the Orioles gave up 1 run, when Wells gave up 1 run against Paul Skeens. I was like, guys, you don't know this Orioles team. We're just waiting for the 8th and 9th inning.
Well, that
was care about the first 7 innings, the first 6 innings.
I think it was after 7 innings. I just tweeted out, "Hey Orioles, you can score and take the lead before the end of the game."
Yeah,
Like
that's
you don't
not
have
fun though. It's
you
not
don't have
fun.
to do these walk-offs every day, as fun
Well,
as they are.
and you saw with the Dodgers. I think you saw it the other day with the Pirates too in the walk off. I do think like the pressure and the stress just gets to people the late in the games, and the Dodgers walking everybody after they gave
Yeah.
up a no hitter. And so I do think like there's a lot of just, especially with teams that are supposed to be good and the playoff hunt, just a lot of stress in that bullpen at the end of games. So it should be. I'm hoping for some fun games here at the end. And yeah, let's spoil some.
Yeah, that's
Spoil some dreams here.
I think the Yankees are the ones we can spoil, so let's do it. Let's have some fun. Because right now the Orioles have been so much fun to watch. Like, is there anything more fun in baseball than a walk-off?
Yeah.
Where you build all that tension?
Oh, yeah. Especially when the walk-offs are Basayo and Beavers, right?
And Alex, today's game ended with Alex Jackson throwing a guy out.
Yeah, throwing out the best base stealer in baseball. Yeah.
So
he was out by a mile, too.
Yeah, these are young guys.
Yeah.
That are supposed to be nothing. And let's look at the pitching. It's been really fun to see Kyle Bradish and Tyler Wells back and pitching well.
Yeah, Tyler really impressive.
And Trevor Rogers building on what he did. I believe last week, I should mention, earlier this week, I was on with the, what's the podcast name? O's Over the Pond? O's Pod?
Okay, the UK.
The UK, Europe. Yeah, I think it's UK and Scottish Orioles podcast. And I'll look it up. I'll look up their name because it's embarrassing that I don't know the name of the podcast I was on. Yeah. But I was on their podcast. I thought I was going on for 20 minutes. I was on there with them for 90 minutes for the O's Across the Pond.
Okay.
It was a 90-minute podcast. And we talked about a lot of these players. And when you lay it out, I believe it was on there, I said, I think Tyler Wells is our closer next year. I've changed my mind now watching him get a couple starts. That I think he's going to be in this rotation.
Well, that's the one thing you worry about. Is this a little bit of fool's gold here at the end? Are they tricking us?
Yeah.
Because it looks like our opening three of Rogers, Bradish, and Wells can stack up well against anybody.
It looks like
we've tricked here a little bit.
It looks like we've got a 1, 2, 3 that could be somewhat. One of them could be Cy Young material.
Yeah, because that's been the most impressive thing. I know, like Jackson Holiday has a 12-game on base streak, so he's been really good.
Beavers walking like 24% of the time has been impressive.
Yeah, he does. He looks like he can stand in the batter's box with anybody. And yeah, and so there's been some bright spots, but it's really been about the pitching. And I'm skeptical. I mean, we talked about this would happen, right? We talked about when Kyle Bradish came back and Tyler Wells came back, that it would be a boost to but in our scenario, it'd be a boost to our playoff run.
In our scenario,
run, it would have done exactly what we thought it would do.
Isn't that the frustrating part? Because this is what we predicted in February. We said the Orioles just got to hang around that wild card slot until August when all these people come back and we got this huge push and momentum into playoffs.
Yeah. But we were so bad. We couldn't even.
April and May was so bad.
Yeah. We just dug such a hole.
Yeah. But you're right. The pitching for this September, I'm just going with September numbers because I think 9 games in September is enough to look at where we gave up 3 runs, 2 runs. We did give up 5 runs, but then it was 1 run, 3 run, 5 run, 2 runs, 1 run, 2 runs. The pitching's been spot on, even the bullpen. And who's this Dietrich Enns guy? And he is amazing. He can go head to head with anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the bullpen arms, even Stroud and Martin, have good stuff. I mean, Cano is actually the one veteran back there, has been the guy who struggled the most the second half of the season. But I think they found a couple good, like Enns seems like a piece for next year. I think they found a couple good,
I think so,
bullpen pieces for next year. Certainly they want to supplement it, but I think they found a good, in this kind of anyone can pitch who has an arm. I think they found a couple good keepers here. So that's encouraging.
It is. And when you look at that one loss that they had over this 9-game stretch with the Dodgers, That was going up against
That's Kershaw, right?
Kershaw.
Yeah.
And then it's where we put in a crap lineup. Our lineup, that game, it was like, don't even bother watching us. We're letting the little kids play.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
So I can't be too upset about that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, you have to be pleased with what you kind of seen in this kind of latter part of the season and kind of all aspects of the game. It's the offense. You worry. There's some players I worry about. Like I worry about Kobe Mayo. He doesn't seem, but at the same time, this is a good opportunity. Like Kobe Mayo, I think we'd be screaming our heads off. Why is he still playing if we were in a playoff push, right? But the fact that
he wouldn't be.
Right,
Let's be real.
there's no pressure. Let Kobe figure it out.
Yes.
Next Holiday seemed to figure it out a little bit. I know Samuel Basallo has struggled a little bit. Let him figure it out. So I do like the opportunity that these young players are giving opportunity to play it out. But listen, I said we found some keepers in the bullpen, I think, for next year. I think the same thing offensively, right? Like Devers appears to be an everyday player. Jeremiah Jackson, again, as of our last conversation, I think I still saw him as a platoon guy. He's making an argument that he should not be a platoon guy. He should be an everyday outfielder.
The irritating part is that we need to make moves this offseason. The irritating part,
Josh, how can we bet better than 8-1?
The irritating part is you can come out right now and say, let's run it back. And I'll say, let's go. Let's lead the charge.
Yeah.
Look at September. We got this.
Yeah. But I mean, just injuries alone is enough reason, right, to do something. Because
Matt, you mentioned our starting three.
Yeah.
You mentioned Rogers, Bradish, Wells.
Yeah.
What if Rodriguez is healthy?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we've got pitching somehow all of a sudden. And I know it's a small sample size, but there's also history before injuries with Bradish and Wells, so I can count on that. Yeah. And Rogers has proven it since May now.
Yeah.
So I can count on that.
Even if he doesn't have an ERA under 2, I mean, he's proven that he knows how to pitch. And
so now I look and I've got 3 solid starting pitchers that I'm comfortable with going into next season.
Yeah, I agree.
That's weird.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, and we're having this pitching success, and Zach Eflin and Grace Rodriguez both haven't pitched at all.
Yes.
I mean, Grace Rodriguez hasn't pitched at all, and Zach Eflin hasn't pitched in forever. So
Eflin's contract's up, though.
Right, he is. I'm just saying this season we've had so much success here down the stretch in pitching, even without Zach Eflin, enough that we can expand to a 6-man rotation.
Yeah, today was what? Cade Povich, I believe, and kept him to 2. So, I mean,
we still have Sagano out there eating innings. But it sounds like a good starting 3. I mean, and Kramer too. It sounds like a good starting 3, and then we just need to add 1 or 2 guys to this rotation that has a potential, I feel like, next year to be pretty good.
It's amazing how when you're healthy, when you got you guys back, like if we started the season with Bradish and Wells in this rotation and Rogers in this rotation, we wouldn't be even talking wild card. We'd be talking division. We'd be in the hunt if we had that pitching at the beginning.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, let's not downplay how bad it was.
Oh, it was bad, but also it was bad because we were giving up runs. If you have these 3 guys in the rotation, you're not giving up those runs.
Yeah, I mean, our offense wasn't lights out either.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. But we're not really lights out now either.
No, we're not. I mean, no, we're winning a lot of games 3-2, 2-1. A lot of that happening.
What's impressive with our offense is the nonstop, don't give up, hustle in the 8th inning, hustle in the 9th inning.
Yeah, just really good at bats. It seems like we're having really good at bats late in the game.
Patience at bats.
Yeah.
Not giving up. Come on, we know as fans they're playing. It doesn't matter this year if they win or lose, but they're playing.
In fact, they're hurting their draft stock, by the way, by sweeping the Pirates.
Yeah, well, it's all right. We don't have a GM. We'll get to that later.
Yeah,
but what they're doing is they're learning to play together. You think even more, and they're working on each other, which is somehow, I don't know. It's giving me hope for next season. It's getting me excited for next season. Instead of this dread of go into the offseason suck in, and then just waiting to see what happens next year. So I don't know. I'm excited about the Orioles right now, and it also comes at the same time that we decided this week about giving up our season tickets, and we haven't talked about that on here yet. That as far as Section 336, that we will still be sitting in Section 336 when we go back, but maybe not so much now that we are giving up our tickets.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, I got to, Josh, a kid came downstairs
All right.
with an itchy knee. I need
I'm
5
hit-
minutes to take care of
I'm
itchy
going to hit
knee.
pause. Yep.
All right.
All right. So you took care of the itchy knee.
Yeah, just bug bites and scratching it. And then I did the spray, and
Yeah.
we got
It burns.
the itch spray, and she said, "No, I don't like it. It hurts." I was like, "It won't hurt, I promise." And then I sprayed it, and it hurt.
Yeah.
So now I'm a liar
That's
too.
how it goes with all kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I didn't realize you paused it. We're not live on streaming anymore.
We're not live on. No, we didn't go live today. So
I wore my
allowed me to
stupid
pause.
bucket hat. I wore my Ravens fan. I know it's not.
The video's still going up on YouTube.
Okay, good. I'll wear my
Yeah,
bucket.
just not live.
Okay. Everyone, I know it's not popular right now to wear a Ravens jersey. I know that's like it's not cool and unpopular. And everyone's written them off, but I'm still repping the Ravens jersey.
Oh, do you
anyway,
wanna
let's
see-
talk tickets.
do
We
you
can
wanna
talk
see me-
Ravens later if you want.
You want to see my new Ravens outfit?
Sure.
All right, let me grab it. I should have grabbed it before.
New Ravens outfit. Maybe what could this be? Maybe Kyle Hamilton, celebrating the contract extension. Maybe Derrick Henry. Josh always buys the knockoff jerseys, so I'm expecting something from China with maybe a patch half falling off. Let's see what he's got for us here.
So because I am I get things sent to me from my TikTok channel.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Asking me to wear. So here's the thing that arrived today that I'll be making a video about tomorrow.
Okay. A Raven's head.
A Raven's head.
Is there anything like special about it, or just a head?
It's just a Raven's head. That's
Okay.
all there is to it.
I feel like all the TikTok stuff always has like some kind of technical thing to it, some
No,
high tech thing.
not
It's
this
just the
one.
Ravens. All right.
This one's just a Raven's head.
All right. I guess people wear this to the stadium. Maybe I don't know. Where's the Halloween? Getting ready for Halloween.
I don't know, but it's football season. They want
All
me to
right.
promote a Raven's head. So
Yeah,
that's what I'll be
All
doing.
right. Promote your Ravens head. All right. Is that what you're gonna? I hope you watch the game with that Ravens head on.
I will be making a video saying that I do.
Well, I wish I had that on to cover my eyes after the last Ravens game.
Yeah, that Ravens game ended horribly. But before the itchy legs, I mentioned that we have decided this past week that we are giving up our tickets in Section 336.
All right,
giving
to
up-
our tickets.
Giving
Yeah.
up our season tickets, giving up our low member number, our low Birdland member number. And a lot of people probably have already seen my videos on Twitter and TikTok.
Josh assumes he has millions of people watching. Of course, everyone has seen Josh's TikTok on his tickets. Yeah, I don't think every listener has what follows your TikTok account. So
I don't think so either, and that's why I want to talk about it.
yeah, so just do a quick recap of.
But I'll tell you, my video right now has 60,000 views on Twitter.
All right,
And
that's more
30
views
on-
than this podcast will have.
and
Say that
30
much.
on TikTok. It is more than this will have.
Yeah.
And so I started the conversation there, and where I made a complaint and said, "Hey, we are Orioles. We are giving up our tickets, not because you raised the price, not because you're making us buy a larger package.
Though
but
both those factors are we don't like.
Those were factors to make us say, hey, we should discuss this."
Right, we're gonna have a conversation about it.
The
Yeah.
final nail in the coffin was a combination of really poor communication from the Orioles, really poor interaction with our ticket rep, and that they moved our seats from row 4 to row 15 and just act like that's not a big deal.
Well, and it's a huge deal, especially given the sections, right? When 336, it's the lower section of 336.
Yes.
Then there's the walkway and the higher section.
And that's why the walkway is why it's a huge deal, because the reason you buy that lower section is so that people aren't constantly walking in front of you.
Yeah, well, and you're close to the action. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Orioles have decided that those are for people with more expensive ticket plans now.
Yeah.
And more seats and like 50 game plans or whatever,
Yeah.
30 game plans.
I mean, I don't know where these ticket plan holders are going to come from, but yeah,
I
hypothetically,
don't know where they're coming from either, because I have gotten 100 responses, if not hundreds of responses on this, with people telling me I too am getting rid of my season tickets. And a lot of people, it's because of the disrespect where they're moving their seats. Other people, it is because of the play on the field. So on Saturday morning, I got a phone call from Don Rovick, the chief revenue officer of your Baltimore Orioles.
how do you get your number?
Because of our season ticket plan.
Okay.
He looked me up.
Okay. Do you think it was just a random call, or do you think it's related to your TikTok podcast presence?
Well, the conversation starts with, I've seen your videos on Twitter.
Oh, well, okay. So now we know.
So somehow, now I will say that lots of people were tagging Cal Ripken and Rubenstein in their responses to my video, and the Orioles in general.
Yeah, I want to get to Rubenstein's responsibility and all this later, but yeah, go ahead and talk about this conversation.
So this guy calls me. He clearly looked. It's got to be that he looked up our season ticket plan. It's the only thing that makes sense to get my email and phone number.
Sure.
So
It's not that hard, right? He's got your name from Twitter. You look up the season ticket. I mean, it's not that hard, right?
no, it's not hard at all.
Yeah.
It's not hard at all. I said we're giving rid of our season tickets. So then he always do is look up our season tickets. He's the chief revenue officer. He's got everyone's info.
Yeah.
So
Well, that was thoughtful. Talk
Yeah,
about good
very thoughtful.
communication, reaching out to you.
So it's yeah. So
So what did you talk
leaves,
about?
well, first he leaves a voicemail saying, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you. I saw your videos. Maybe I'll see you at the game, or if otherwise I'll see you at the game tonight." So now he's taking it to the next level.
See you at the game tonight.
That he will track me down in the stadium tonight.
Now, were you going to a game? Like, you were in Florida this time, right?
Right. Now,
Did he think you were going to a game?
our ticket plan originally had tickets for Saturday night.
Oh, I see. So he looked.
So
at
that's
when
where
we
he's getting that from.
Okay, I thought.
But-
well, at least you know he's not stalking you.
All right. But so I got that voicemail and I was like, well, clearly I got the attention of the Orioles. This sounds like a big deal guy. He's bringing up the game tonight. Maybe I should go to the game tonight. So I look up flights and I'm like, because it's Cal's night. It's 21:31.
Oh, you were talking about this. You wanted to go to the 21:31.
I've already been regretting. I've already been regretting all week that I didn't go.
I've never seen a
wanted to go.
sellout, by the way, with so many empty seats. But yeah, it was.
Yes, I understand.
It looked like a cool night to go to, and that was. I mean, and that was the no hitter
Yeah.
until it wasn't the
Yes.
sure loss until it wasn't
Yeah,
the
magic
wee on the
night.
prediction charts. Yeah, it was that game.
So I looked up flights.
And now
it
you
was
look like a darn fool for not going. By the way.
Yeah,
But okay,
I know.
Go ahead.
Totally. And round trip was like $150. I'm like, I can do this. I can drive down to Orlando, hop this plane. I'll be up in Baltimore by 3:00. I'm good. So I'm like, all right, I'm all set. If he says he wants to do something for me at the game tonight, no problem. For it's Cal's night, I will make the effort and go there. So I call him back and we talk. And like I said, it starts with, hey, I've seen the videos. Same thing he said on the voicemail. And I
Right.
want to hear you out and I want to explain to you where we're coming from and so that you understand.
Hey, before this conversation happened, did you like Google who this guy was?
I did.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
think so.
of course. You have to.
You got to Google him.
Yeah, I Googled him. It's,
Yeah. And
So-
and he is higher up in the business side of things. The ticket
He is
side of
chief revenue officer. He reports to the other new lady that they brought in last year, the business manager lady.
Yeah. Chief in front of your name is a good sign.
Yes, exactly. So we talk, I tell him, and he goes, well, I don't understand. He gives me the spiel about, well, we're rearranging, and he says a few things that piss me off. He says,
So he's
And-
now trying to justify
he is trying to
like a
justify
rebuttal
this,
over your
and he says,
video.
well, what could we have done better? And I said, first off,
Didn't he watch your videos?
I said, first off, you're doing this when the team is losing, the team sucks. Your regular ticket revenue is down 22%. And you are
Duck
trying
up
to.
some stats on him.
Yeah. I had all the stats because I already did it for my video. And I said, so you are then doing all this to season ticket. Well, what could we have done better? I said, not move our seats. not make a
Communication?
plan.
Yeah.
Communicate that, hey, this is the last year of 16 games. Next year, we're going to go to 20 games. Communicate. Let us know. A phone call and say, hey, we appreciate you for 25 years.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know we have to make these changes.
Not the copy and paste ChatGPT email. Yeah.
Instead, he tells me, well, our plans are now going to be more in line with the rest of Major League Baseball. And I tell him, well, that doesn't matter, because what the Yankees do, what the Red Sox do, should be way different than what the Orioles do, because their revenue is not down 22%. They are not the city of Baltimore that has its own issues. I know every city's got an issue, so if you're sitting here and trying to justify your changes based on another city, it makes no sense, because every city should be looking at their local issues and pricing and marketing locally.
Right. But it does give you good insight into where he's coming from. And this is probably when a bunch of people in an office went and looked at what other teams are doing to make money, and then copying that without considering the other factors.
And because I looked him up beforehand, I knew that he just came 9 months ago to the Orioles.
From where? Where was he before?
The Atlanta soccer team, and then some with the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
So when he came on board, everyone was excited and give him credit for the Birdland value menu, because the Falcons are known for cheap food.
Yeah. So are the Hawks, by the way.
Yeah,
I go to the Hawks, and I told you the outrage that I realized about the Hawks is you go to a game against the Wizards, tickets are $10. You try to see the Lakers, and they're $250 from the team. Yeah.
Now, I learned after the phone call, when I looked at him more, or when I made the video and called him out on the second video, people messaged me and pointed out that there is a huge Reddit thread trashing him of Atlanta fans, because when he came on the soccer team, he raised all the prices and moved people around. So he has a pattern of this. But I didn't know this at the time. So we got through that. And then so that took care of, all right, I'm starting to learn the pattern is you're not from Baltimore. You're not even looking at Baltimore. Yeah, you're trying to do things.
He's looking at spreadsheets. He's a business guy, just
a business guy,
bottom line.
And look, right, and not even taking into account how your teams do. And you just think you should do as good as these other teams. And his boss came from the Mariners end of last year. She's been here 13, 14 months.
Right.
So there's already this out of touchness in the front office. And I told him that. I said, I really think this problem is you don't know Birdland. You don't know Baltimore. Your boss doesn't know Birdland. You know sports. You know sports business. You don't know this fan base. You don't know this town. You don't know this county, state. You're handling all of this wrong. And he said, okay.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and I understand, Josh, from his perspective, he says, I don't care. Right.
He doesn't care
because the win-loss record of the Orioles, the past history of the Orioles, all that stuff means nothing.
So then we get to right. So it's like, whatever, this is a business. He looks at spreadsheets, and somehow there's no spreadsheet column for the city factors.
Yeah.
So then we get to the next point of the win-loss record. And I say, well, number two, why would you do this when the team is losing? I said,
and they were expected to win.
I said,
right? It's not like they were expecting to win. It's been a really disappointing season.
And I told him, I said, let me be honest. I said, from the outside, it looks like you guys wrote these plans up last year and said, hey, we're going to win the World Series, or at least make a deep playoff push. We can raise these prices, move people around, and nobody will care because the team's winning.
Yeah, that's probably true too.
And I said, and then let me guess, and then you probably already made plans and you didn't want to change it. And he said, oh no, quite the opposite. He said, we don't want to raise prices when winning, because then people get mad at us for raising prices based on winning. So we want to do it now when the team's not winning, so doesn't look like we're gouging fans because we won.
Oh, interesting.
So then I say,
interesting.
Right. So
a businessman.
I push back and I say, you can't be serious, because everybody knows that if we win the World Series, you guys are going to make a ton of money off us. I said, right now, if I go buy a jersey in the team store, it's $160. If you win the World Series and you put that World Series patch on that jersey, I will go spend $250 on that jersey. And a lot of other people will too. Even though I question the $160 and walk past it many times now. That patch, I buy that. And I said, If you don't believe me, I'll go to my closet where I have a Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl jersey that I didn't need. But as soon as they made it to the Super Bowl, I ran out and bought a jersey, as did every Ravens fan. We all have the overpriced jerseys to get this stupid patch on me.
Yeah, I have
we know that
two
happens.
jerseys, and that's one of them. Yeah,
right, exactly. I've got a Haloti Ngata Super Bowl jersey.
Yeah,
I didn't need it, but it's a Super Bowl, and trust me, when we get to the World Series, I'm buying a jersey with the World Series patch, no matter what the price is. It's how life works. It's your life as a fan.
I hope. Get ready, Orioles store. Make sure you have plenty of Dylan Bieber's jerseys for me to buy. Yeah,
right. And don't sit here and tell me you guys don't raise the price when the team does better. When we had a whole issue last year where the wild card game did not sell out because you guys price gouged the prices so much that people didn't want to pay it.
And to be honest, like, I mean, this is capitalism. I get supply and demand.
I totally get it. Yeah.
If you're selling out every game, raise the price because people are paying. How can you look at a half-filled stadium?
I told him.
They raise the price. Like, I don't understand that.
And that's what I told. I said, all right. I said, and I put this in my video too. I said, okay, by that logic, let's say I own a business. And I said, let's say I have a really nice restaurant. I said, the building's great. It's outstanding. People have come here for 50 years. And I decide that this year, I get a new cook or whatever. My food is horrible in the building and really bad food. And the way I'm going to fix things is I'm going to raise the price of my food. I'm going to take all my regulars that come out every day and hang out at the bar, and I'm going to move them out of the bar and say they got to sit somewhere else. And then I'm going to charge them more for those seats so that I can use the bar seats for these future new people who I'm going to charge more for. I said, is that going to bring me more business and make me more money, or is that going to run my restaurant out of business? It makes no sense how the Orioles are handling this.
Yeah. I mean, he's a business guy.
Yeah.
Has to. I mean, I can't envision a way that this makes the Orioles more money in the end. I don't really understand.
So then he did his business talk about blah, blah. It makes no sense. And I tell him it makes no sense.
Yeah.
And he says, well, thank you for your time. Feel free to tell people that we talked and reach out to me if you need anything and blah, blah. In other words, he thinks he convinced me and it went really well, even though I am now more pissed than ever because I'm not only, forget that I'm angry at the first move they made, the justification is so ridiculous. And and I did share with him about how it's disrespectful how the Orioles treats us as season ticket holders.
Well,
it's
and because of how long we've been senior, like it doesn't seem to matter to them.
I said, and I told
we've been dedicated fans since we were born.
I said, every time I call the Orioles and they look my account up, if it's not my rep that already knows me, the first thing every time is impressed on how low our Birdland member is.
Right.
Because we have a low number.
We were on the freaking waiting list when Camden Yards opened.
We've 25 years plus.
Yeah.
We did not jump on because the Orioles started playing well. Right. And this guy, again, didn't care.
And I told him, this might sound insane to outsiders. We want to keep our season tickets, even though I live in Florida. I mean, Josh lives in Florida. I live in Georgia.
I am so glad you brought this up.
We want to keep our season tickets.
That was his closing thing. Well, it makes sense for you to give up your season tickets because you have moved out of town. And I got so ticked when he said this. I said, no. I said, stop. I said, I am not giving up my season tickets because I moved out of town. I moved out of town 6 years ago. I said, I have season tickets with my dad and my brother. We all live out of state, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina. I said, we meet up for the season tickets. We come back to Baltimore and sit in section 336 like we always have to cheer on the Orioles together. I said, it hurts us to give these up. And we're not giving them up because
tearing our family apart is what they're doing.
Right.
They're ruining our family.
They're ruining it
apart, Orioles.
So I said, so he ticked me off with this. And I said, the point is respect. I said, the point is how you rolled this out as a whole, how your ticket reps are treating people when you call in. And I said, I know it's not just me. I said, I've called, I got voicemail. I got either a form email back or nothing back. I said every time, and it's been this since the soft announcement. And when was the soft announcement? They clearly hid the soft announcement. Basalo Basallo is when they made the announcement. They signed Basallo to an extension and said, oh, by the way, we're changing from 16 plans to 20 plans. We don't have the information yet. You'll get a brochure in a few weeks. I said, you guys hit it on us. And disrespect by no responses by emails, forums, this fancy brochure that all it is there for is so that you don't have to answer our questions. So you can just say everything's in the brochure. I said, it's not how you treat people. It's not how you care. I said, we are giving up our season tickets, not because of the price increase, not because of the additional games.
Not because you live in Florida.
Not because I'm out of state. Not because you're changing membership perks or discount. You got rid of the beer discount last year. We're doing it because of disrespect, because of how our ticket reps treat us and treat other Oriole fans, other Birdland members. We're giving it up because you're moving us from row 4 to row 15 and act like we should be happy and thankful to you. It makes no sense. And it's disrespect. It's not how you treat your fan base. And it's not going to stop me from being an Orioles fan. But you know what I can do? I can go and see the Orioles on the road. I can take those $3,000 for season tickets and instead do a trip up to Toronto that had a beautiful stadium. I can go to Fenway.
You can go up to Camden Yards and get tickets for $10.
Right. I can go to. I'm still planning to go to opening day. I'm still planning to go to a bunch of games. But you're not going to have me as a season ticket holder when you treat me like that. And it really hurts to not be a season ticket holder. It's part of us. I believe it's even in our Father's will that the tickets would continue. So he'll have to adjust that.
Yeah. You making us change our Father's will. I mean, this is crazy. But but that's what we're gonna do. And that's what talk to Dad about this, and he's like, well, we'll just spend that money going to different stadiums.
Yeah.
And so not only are we going to go to less games, we're going to give our money to other teams more. So
Yes.
Thank you. That's what the Yankee fans used to do. The Yankees wouldn't pay all the money to go to Yankee games, so they would take the train down here and go because it was cheaper. Now that's what we got to do.
No, and that's what we're going to do. And we'll go home for big games. We'll go home when we want to. When we're visiting, and because Camden Yards is still an amazing stadium, and I want to be there on opening day. And the Orioles will always be our team. It would do I don't know what the Orioles would have to do for us to no longer be Oriole fans. Like, I know people who gave up their Redskins tickets for life when they changed to the Commanders and stuff and gave up that fanhood. I don't know what that would take for me for the Orioles. It's not this. This is really just about how the sales team, how the front office, how the business side of the team has hurt me. It has nothing to do with the play on the field, the players. I will always bleed black and orange. But these business people they're bringing in, this Dave Rubenstein guy coming in and saying, hey, I'm an Orioles fan. I'm going to hire all these business guys from out of town that don't know Birdland and let them just run the thing. That's a problem. That's a problem. You look at a city and their team, and they need to go hand in hand. And we have an entire business front office now of the Baltimore Orioles that are not from Baltimore and don't have any care for the city outside of Camden Yards. Once they go off Utah Street, they don't care anymore. You're muted.
Josh, when Rubenstein bought the team, 95%, 90% of Birdland was enthused. There were 10% who said, wait a minute, let's look at how Rubenstein got his wealth.
Yes.
Right? I think the capitalist, I don't knock Rubenstein for getting his money, but he got it through the Carlyle Group, through private equity.
Well, yeah, very similar to the New York Mets.
Right. Private equity, Josh, I hear stories. Here's what I hear stories about private equity. I don't know a lot about this.
Taking over businesses, stripping them down,
small businesses,
dumping them.
Right. Firing everybody, not caring about customer service, and turning them into trying to make a profit, jacking up the price for everybody, like buying up some local plumbing company, jacking up the prices and all that stuff. It feels like
welcome to the Baltimore Orioles.
Treating us like a private equity acquisition.
Yes, 100%, 1,000%. Peter Angelos bought this team for $120 million. I think I've got that number right.
That sounds right.
Sold it for $1.4 billion.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that you can't make money in baseball. There's so much money these guys are making. And
well, My understanding that was that Rubenstein, my naive understanding was that Rubenstein bought it not for a profit-making business,
to win.
but to win. But that was my own
And you know what?
I guess.
You know what team knows their city? You know what team prices things properly for their city? What takes care of their city, understands their fan base?
The Macon Bacon. Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Yeah, sure, probably.
They
Your
do.
Baltimore Ravens.
Oh,
Just look across the parking lot and you have a team that's ran properly.
Yeah.
Forget the play on the field. Doesn't matter. It's about the management of the business side. And the Ravens handled it a whole lot better than the Orioles.
Yeah, the Orioles should have hired people from the Ravens, not from the Atlanta Soccer Club.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
So,
all right. But Josh, it's having said all that, he's a chief. All right, let's not burn the bridge completely. You still want that nice contact, all right? Did it ever cross your mind to invite the chief onto the podcast?
It did. It did.
I think that could be an interesting conversation. Our listeners can hear his perspective.
And maybe we'll still
give him
go
a
there.
platform to explain what's happening.
Yeah, it did. But have you heard that I am still angry about it? I don't know how. I'm not sure if having him on the podcast is a smart move for myself.
Well, Josh, and it would be. It would very much be. I feel like our motivation would be to expose, like not an honest conversation,
right?
But to expose and let everyone hear how nonsensical this all is.
Now, I will say,
to turn against them.
He friended me on LinkedIn.
Oh, cool!
So
I have a LinkedIn I kind of forgot about. I need to get back on. So
Sunday morning, I got a message from him. That was quite the Oriole game last night.
A LinkedIn message.
A LinkedIn message.
I don't know if I've ever gotten a legit LinkedIn message. I always get spam. That's good.
Yeah, you're right. I do get a bunch of spam, but occasionally I get LinkedIn messages. So I look at his thing, and it has a list of jobs the Orioles are hiring for. And they are hiring a creative service director that would oversee some of their marketing and podcasting and video work.
Oh, really?
So I told him, so my response was, yep, quite the win. I said, I am going to be sending you my resume because what is missing from you and your boss and probably the other staff around you is someone that understands the Birdland fan base and the Baltimore fan base. So I said, I will be sending you my resume tomorrow for this creative service job. I would hope you can send it to the proper people. So I then followed up.
And you sent your resume along?
He said, no, I did. He said, here's my email. Send it to me and I'll get it to the right people. So I did. I sent my resume. I sent a nice cover letter. I sent a video introducing myself. And I almost said, you might know me from these rants about the Orioles.
Yeah. Did you put your TikTok on there? Your TikTok handle?
I did. I put TikTok on there. I put Section 336. I said, look, I know this is a long shot because I'm probably older than most creative directors. But I said, but I've been doing the Orioles podcast for 12 years. I've got these TikToks. My creative side is driven by the love for the Orioles. And I said, with TikToks and podcasts, and I make T-shirts for Breaking Tea, I said, you should look over my resume. I also have plenty of experience leading people to get projects done. I said, so I sent that along, and we'll see. He says he forwarded it. He gave me the name of two directors that he forwarded, a vice president of marketing and director of media that he sent it to.
All right.
So we'll see. If anything comes out of that, maybe the Orioles will make me a job offer. I doubt it. I think he's just.
Josh, to be honest, though, I don't think you would want the job, right? Because I mean that sounds like a salary of like $39,000.
Probably so. But my angle was you need someone that understands the fan base, and I understand the fan base.
Yeah. You would have to move to Baltimore again.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Have you heard about Baltimore? I hear it's pretty bad place.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. I'm just being silly.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know. I'm going back to the excuses to not go to games at night.
Yeah, unless the Savannah Bananas are there.
School. Yeah, or the Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens, you can come out at night too.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for sharing that update. Look forward to hearing if you hear anything.
Yeah, if I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll hear anything again.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what is there stats, Josh? Is there data on season, like how many season ticket holders there are now? Like, can we find that information out?
I don't think so. I kept thinking about it. I kept thinking about John Angelo saying, "Come on in, I'll open up the books."
Yeah, open up the books, yeah.
Because they don't. They hide all this. What I can tell you is that I had to put my phone or my Twitter app on Do Not Disturb for like 5 days because it's been buzzing nonstop with people and telling me they are also giving up their season tickets.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just like the loud people say that, but it seems like, I don't know, it seems like everyone's saying that now. It's just I would be surprised.
I've got a few people who are like
notice a noticeable drop next year in season ticket holders.
Yeah, I've had a few. Now here's the thing: I have a few people who message me and they're like, "Oh, it's just a 3% price increase. We're keeping. It's still a good deal." And then I learned those people have only been season ticket holders for 5 years. I'll tell you, I have.
That makes sense.
I'll share one with you that shocked me that he has given up his season tickets.
Okay.
When I got this one. Romeo Santos.
Super fan. I believe he was like when MLB used to do fan of the year. He was up for fan of the year one year for your Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, that is shocking.
He had very similar experiences as us with his ticket rep. He had frustrations last year with the wild card tickets and how they handled it. And he said that this is the end of it, that he is giving up the season tickets. He will buy tickets and still go to games.
Oh man, we got to check on other fans. What about Sunglass Guy?
I haven't heard from him. But
all the other super fans.
But Romeo was a shock to me to get that.
That is a shock. Yeah. Yeah, and maybe I don't know. Like, does the model did this come up at all? Is the model like? Is it better for the Orioles to have less season ticket holders somehow and just try to sell more tickets?
Nope. No. Yeah. They really think they're gonna. They think they are rearranging
season tickets is the way to go because it's kind of like it's guaranteed sale.
Right. They are rearranging it so the better seats, like those first 4 rows in 336, are the 30 game plans, so that they lock them in for more. But if they don't sell, then they're not locked in.
Right.
So that's what I don't get is you should have been like, okay, that sounds good, but you should have had a cutoff of if they've been a season ticket holder for this many years where you're grandfathering them in, they get to keep those seats.
Yeah. And I feel it's a normal business practice to grandfather people in.
It is.
So I don't think that's out of
no, trust me. When I joined the Michael Mara show, one thing I did about a year ago is I had to raise the price of some things.
Right.
Because we had to make money.
Were you guys losing or winning when you did this?
And I grandfathered in hundreds of people. Because you have to. Right. They're loyal customers.
Right.
You have to grandfather them in.
You have to. Do the Orioles have to?
The Orioles do not.
The
Orioles do not care. They treat us like we're new season ticket holders.
Yeah.
It's very disappointing.
How many games do you think you'll go to next year?
I think I was at 5 this year. 5 in Baltimore. Or 5. Let's see. I don't know how to do the math. In Baltimore, I will go to opening day. I normally swing in late June, and then I will go to any playoff games. That's what I will do next year, I think, in Baltimore. Yeah. Other than that, I am going. So I've got a little job situation I'm trying to figure out.
The schedule's been released now, right? So we can look at plan a trip.
It has, and I'll tell you, Frontier Airlines, they got a deal right now for $300 where you can fly all you want for 18 months.
Okay, you assume that company will still exist in 10 months, but okay, sure, that's a little bit of a risk, but okay.
Well, I did it last year for the Orioles playoffs, and I was able to fly to Baltimore, and I flew to Vegas with it, no problem. So they're running that special again.
Yeah, saying Frontier could go under at any moment, but it's a good deal while it exists.
They could, and that's why they do it is they need the cash inflow,
right?
But so I've been looking at that. I'm figuring out.
But I'm a little sensitive to that too, Josh, because I just bought 2 months ago.
Yes.
There's this, it's called Giggle Town, where I would take Flora.
Okay.
It was just like for toddlers.
Yes.
And I went there twice, and it was like $20 each time.
Out of business.
And then they said, like, listen, you can buy this pass, and it's $10 a time if you get 10 passes. So I spent $100 to get these 10 visits. I went one time with it, and the business closed down. Costing $90 for no reason.
Well, that you know what, you want to feel better about that.
Yeah.
Publishers Clearinghouse just recently filed for bankruptcy and someone else bought them. There are many people who decided when they won Publishers Clearinghouse, I don't want the cash all at once. I'm going to take the deal where I get $5,000 a week for life. And now they get no more payments. And these people have bought their houses, arranged their mortgage as if they had a job that paid them $5,000 a week for life because they won this deal, and it just suddenly stopped.
Oh, that's wild. That does make me feel better about the $90 I lost.
Yeah, and the new company, instead of, I guess, buying Publishers Clearinghouse, they just bought the name. So then they don't have any responsibility, but they have the name that they're now putting on their business to run more contests. It's totally wrong. Yeah,
that's messed up. That sounds like a Rubenstein move to me.
It does. It sounds like private equity.
Yeah.
But no, so anyway, my point is I'm trying to figure out my job situation stuff. I need to bring in a couple more podcasts and clients to make sure I can continue to do podcasts and 100% full time for the next year or so. And if that's the case, we have my wife just started a new job that allows her to travel even more than ever. So we have marked off a lot of out of town games to go to.
Okay. Have we found it? Is there one that me, you, and Dad are going to go to?
Well, I was going to ask, I was kind of leaving that up to you guys because I'm so flexible. I can go to any of them.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I know I did pencil in. The Cubs are not next year because they were this year. But there's a nice trip in where they go to LA, Dodgers, and then the Angels after that. So we could double up there, which is pretty cool. 2 stadiums, 1 flight.
I've never been to California. That scares me a little bit. I've heard things about California that makes me nervous.
All right. Well, I also was going to suggest.
I'm just scared of traffic.
I also was going to suggest we've done New York together. We've done Boston together. Tampa's a dump. So I was going to suggest that
we minor league stadium.
Well, I think no, they're fixing the roof. They'll be back in the Trop next year.
We'll see.
I believe. So I was going to suggest that as a family we do Toronto, because I've done Toronto, and the Sky Dome, or whatever the Rogers Center as it's called now, is a cool stadium.
Okay. Immigration makes me nervous too, but yeah, I could be open.
Do you have a passport?
Toronto. I have a passport. Yeah.
Then you're good.
Yeah. All right. And we go there all the time, so we could be flexible with our time there too. I assume in the summer there's a couple trips to Toronto.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, again, they go there a few series, so it's more flexible. So that's one that I saw on the schedule where I was like, maybe that's the one we do.
Yeah. Right.
St. Louis is also an away game. And St. Louis, I've never been there. That's a baseball town. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah, I've been to the old St. Louis Stadium before they built the new one back in the day. But yeah, that would be and that was my first time where I thought the old St. Louis Stadium, where I thought, oh, this is what a baseball town looks like, because there was I remember distinctly, there was no like telling fans when to clap. Everyone was just like glued in every pitch without the announcer, without the screen saying clap now.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, this is pretty cool.
Right.
So I don't know if they're still like that, but because I know they've had some down years, but yeah, that is a good baseball town.
So I thought that was good. Other away games we have is Pittsburgh. And I
want to go there.
Pittsburgh's a weekend. It's early in the season. It's like April 3rd, 4th, 5th, but it's a weekend series. So that I've marked that one on. It's going to be cold in Pittsburgh, but I think that's a trip I'm going to do.
Yeah, I want to go to Pittsburgh one time.
All right. Well, maybe we do Pittsburgh, or maybe we do a couple, but Pittsburgh, Cleveland's a weekend, Cincinnati, Houston.
We've done Cleveland before. Yeah.
Right. We've done Cleveland together. Cincinnati, Houston, Detroit, Minnesota, Miami. I'll do Miami, but again, that's kind of a dump stadium. I don't think we need to meet up in Miami.
I went to Miami last year. Yeah.
Yeah. Tampa, Texas, Minnesota, Colorado. But Colorado is timed like great when school gets back in session. So that's
I think Minnesota could be fun too. Minnesota could be
fun. Yeah. Seattle, the Dodgers and Angels.
I feel like that's too far. I don't know if I can do a California trip.
But Toronto, when are we in Toronto? The Orioles go to Toronto in we should have 2 series in Toronto, I believe. We go into Toronto in June and in September.
Yeah.
And they are both weekend series.
Is that something where it might be tricky? I don't know. Do like a Cooperstown, Toronto type deal. I don't know how doable.
I
that
don't
would
know.
be.
I do
Yeah.
want to get back to Cooperstown.
Me too.
You're
I've been
right.
to Cooperstown in a long
Maybe
time.
I'm not sure. I know we did that as kids, where we drove from Cooperstown to Niagara.
Falls. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, when I did Toronto, I did drive to Niagara Falls.
Okay. All right. I mean, we don't have to
So-
make our plans right now live on the podcast.
Yeah, it's 5.5 hour drive
yeah. Oh, that's not bad. All this to say
for you and I don't think Dad will do that.
All this to say, thank you, Orioles. Well, our money is now going to the Blue Jays.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. We
thank
got to
you.
change our money to Canadian because of you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, dude. I mean, we don't really. I don't know. Did you have any thoughts on the Ravens before we get out of here? I'm wearing my Ravens jersey.
It was, how many times did the Ravens do this until we learn?
Yeah, I can't. For some reason, when the Ravens lose like this, I just can't take it. I can't take listening to everyone talk about it. This is the one thing that makes me. I haven't listened to any podcasts this week.
No,
I just can't do it because I know what everyone's going to say. Everyone's going to say the same stuff. It's fine.
I love Lamar. I do not want to hear another time about him cramping. I don't care about your cramping. If you're having cramping and you're drinking pickle juice on the sideline and you're
I didn't know
cramping.
This is the first I'm hearing of him cramping.
Yeah, and he makes everyone laugh because he says I was cramping like in Cleveland when I had what you guys call the poop game.
Yeah, had to run.
And he showed this little waddle on stage. So then he makes everyone laugh. But I don't care about your cramping. You are an NFL quarterback.
He always misses at least 2 weeks of practice with stomach issues.
Yeah, it's always stomach issues and cramping. Yeah. I've never heard another quarterback talk about cramping.
But Josh, see, you don't like that. I like that actually. There is not a QB to me that feels more human. Sometimes I wonder, like, don't these guys get diarrhea sometimes? Like, don't these athletes get like tummy aches? Because I live in a house with small kids. We get sick a lot. I like that fact that my star quarterback gets a tummy ache a lot.
You're like, sometimes I can't get in from the car because I'm cramping.
Yeah, these players go out there every day. Like, don't they get sick? And Lamar gets sick all the time. So he gets sick enough for everybody. But no, I think when you have a game like that, it's like half stupidity, half random flukiness, right? Yes. Like the random flukiness.
The fumble. Derrick Henry never fumbles. And he fumbles.
Right. And it was just like in that stupid playoff game with Mark Andrews, dropping a ball he never dropped. Yeah. Now we get this stupid fumble. He never fumbles.
Right.
And then the defense at the end was inexplicable to me, how you're letting him make sideline throws. And I don't really understand.
It makes no sense. Yeah.
We have a history of doing that defensively.
We do. Where we go into like a prevent defense and then we just stick there, even when we give up the entire lead. Just like our offense, we go into this run heavy offense, even though the passing was working all game.
Yeah. I think there is something to be said that all the blown leads also happen because we're always in the lead. If you're not a good team, you're not going to blow as many leads because you're not going to be in the lead. So I think there's something to say about that. But this is already preparing to make sure like we can't close out any other game. And with the Ravens, it's not even like I still feel really good about this team, but the question is, can you beat the Bills in Buffalo?
Can you win the big game?
Yeah.
And week one to start and be like, oh, well, I guess you can't. That sucks.
Yeah, and it feels very much like last year's start too, right? Against the Chiefs. Yes. It was just that toe on the line from beating the Chiefs. We always just seem so close, so tantalizingly close, and then something weird happens and we don't get it.
Yep.
But I'm excited about the season. Still, I mean, our offense looks like a freaking juggernaut, and I think our defense, if we can kind of, our defense at times looked great in that game. So
it did, and
I'm so excited about the season.
I watched more football on Sunday than I've watched in years. I sat down at 1 o'clock. I watched the 1 o'clock games, the 4 o'clock games. Went and got some dinner. Sat down and watched the Ravens. I watched football all day. It was wonderful.
Yeah. It's a little bit more tricky for me with kids, and then unfortunately, Josh.
Yeah, I had no kids at home. That made it easy.
I'm in a tough spot here. Silas has a travel ball tournament on Sunday this week, which annoys me, but because here they don't in the fall, Josh, they don't schedule it travel ball on Saturdays. It's just on Sundays.
Yeah, because you're in college football town.
Yeah, because everybody wants to watch college football.
Yep,
so they won't
we get a little, even though we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, we get a little bit of that down here too.
Yeah, I mean we have the Atlanta Falcons, but no one cares. Everyone cares.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Everyone cares way more about college.
Yeah.
And don't get me started on the price of an FSU ticket. Have you looked at the price of some of these college football games?
No, my colleague has season tickets to the Georgia Bulldogs. I never even thought about how much she pays, but I bet she pays a ton.
I think the Seminoles start at $160 a seat.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest I saw.
That's wild. And they won like 3 games last year.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So,
all right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, sounds good. This was fun.
Yeah. If you want to hear more of Josh's news drama, ticket drama and any updates, make sure you're following him on Twitter and TikTok. You can follow me on Twitter at Section336. Follow Josh
at Josh Taroka.
Thank you for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's and go Ravens.